Kansas City Chiefs are entering rare territory, but that is not the AFC Championship game. That is them being underdogs, and we're going to discuss that in this video. But before we do get into all of that, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video, as I'm going to keep you up to date on anything Kansas City Chiefs related that you do not want to miss out on. And without further ado, let's have some fun. Before we get a full head of steam moving in this video, I want to take a minute and just look at the AFC Championship game and the NFC Championship game. These final four teams, I believe, have been the best four teams throughout this season. The Cincinnati Bengals, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the San Francisco 49ers. Throughout some point this year, we have mentioned all these teams being Super Bowl contenders. And I know there's going to be a few people saying, well, what about the Buffalo Bills? The Buffalo Bills tend to slip up every single year, and Bills Mafia, don't be worried, because at this time of the year, you tend to cheer for the Cincinnati Bengals against the Kansas City Chiefs, so this is your time to shine. But focusing on this game in whole, with the Cincinnati Bengals coming back to Arrowhead, trying to win 4 in a row, should the Kansas City Chiefs be officially listed underdogs against this team? Well, let's get into all of that right now. Chiefs Kingdom, for the better portion of this year, actually basically this whole year, the Cincinnati Bengals have had our number. Joe Burrow is undefeated against the Kansas City Chiefs this year at 3-0, and he's trying to make it 4-0 going and advancing to the Super Bowl. And the big topic for discussion, and it's a rare area for the Kansas City Chiefs, is should they be underdogs? Now, again, before we do get in any of all that, I kind of want to look at this in a perspective kind of view, because the Kansas City Chiefs have basically had the AFC and the NFL in a chokehold for the better half of 5 years, where they have been the dominant one, whether they have been trying to create a dynasty. But now it looks like we have found their true rivals. But you can't really call them a rival until you beat someone. I have said that with oppositions going against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I gotta be fair when the Kansas City Chiefs go against someone superior and they haven't beat them as well. This isn't a rivalry until Kansas City can mark up that first W. And what better way to do it than on the AFC Championship game? Your trip to advance to Arizona and go to the Super Bowl. This is the game I highly anticipated. This is the one I wanted more than the Buffalo Bills. I want to play someone who I feel is superior and better and who gives us a good challenge. And do the Bills do that? Yes, they do, but at the end of the day, they have proven they can be beat. We've done it twice in the playoffs. I want to go against someone who we struggle immensely with, and I want to get that monkey off of our back. And what better way to do it than against Joe Burrow-led team that has had our number, and it is time to shine. But the point I want to focus on is, like I mentioned, the Kansas City Chiefs have been dominant through the Mahomes era. But if the Cincinnati Bengals win this game, there can be a kind of a shift in the AFC to where the powerhouse might be the Cincinnati Bengals. And you gotta best believe the Kansas City Chiefs are looking at that too. One, they already feel the impact of these 3 losses. And if they lose 4 in a row to this team, specifically with another chance on a trip to a Super Bowl, that's going to get in their head. That's going to get in this whole media's head and in Chiefs Kingdom's head as well. So you best believe the Kansas City Chiefs are going to come out full heads of swinging and let the whole league know that this is still our town. We still own the NFL, and the AFC will still, and for another year and another year coming, run through Arrowhead. This game is going to be so intense. And you best believe, I've already seen the reports of Patrick Mahomes and his injury. One-legged or so, he is going to be out there, and he is going to give a valiant effort to try and win this game. The Kansas City Chiefs, we're going to probably see one of their best performances. Again, I'm not going to go too much into game planning right now. We'll do that later in the week. I'm just going to talk on this perspective on being an underdog. But right now, I know this is the game they wanted. They wanted this more than the Buffalo Bills or anyone in the AFC. They wanted the Cincinnati Bengals. You can't tell me otherwise. They want to find a way to right a wrong, right many wrongs, and throw the monkey off their back and kind of shut the Cincinnati Bengals up because, hey, they've been chirping. They've been running their mouths. And quite frankly, they deserve to. They have our numbers. When a guy like Jesse Bates comes out after the game and says, I want Mahomes 100% because I don't want to hear no excuses from the kingdom, he's got right to say that, but at the end of the day, you're kind of pouring fuel into the fire because You know Chiefs Kingdom focuses on it. And you know everybody in the locker room focuses on that. Cincinnati looks for that motivation, but you shouldn't be throwing it for the Kansas City Chiefs too, because this is still one of the best football teams, even if Mahomes has one leg. He is going to be one of the best players on the field, and he's going to try to will his way to getting this team to the Super Bowl. I'm just excited for this game. I know there's been a lot of Chiefs Kingdom who's weary and aching for this game because Cincinnati has our number. And I completely get it, because while it might not be the matchup you want, it's going to be the matchup you need, because if the Chiefs want to prove they're a dominant team, they need to show they can beat superior teams like Joe Burrow, because at the end of the day, if you look at it, there's not another team, maybe besides the San Francisco 49ers or even the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC, who if we go to the Super Bowl, we would play one of the two. There's no one in the AFC that has a stack-built roster like the Cincinnati Bengals, to where it complements well for the Bengals that they can compete with the Kansas City Chiefs. Offensively, they have weapons everywhere. Defensively, it may not be nothing too sexy, too crazy, but they know how to get to the quarterback with just 3 or 4 guys, which is a headache to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in that secondary. They play man-to-man, and they know how to play lockdown. You best believe if the Kansas City Chiefs are going to advance to the Super Bowl, they got to find a different way to win this game. And you best believe every arsenal, every firepower is going to be pulled out. This is going to be a nail-biter game, and this is going to be one I expect to go into the final minutes, and we're not going to know who the winner is, and it might be the team with their last chance and last hands on the ball, and you just got to hope it's Patrick Mahomes. Even if you give the man 13 seconds on one leg, I will never bet against him. It's going to be fun, Chiefs Kingdom. It's going to be exciting, but the Kansas City Chiefs, rightfully so, should be underdogs, but at the end of the day, they can use it as motivation because you have a whole kingdom backing you up and trying to get you back to the Super Bowl. But with that, I am checking out. Let me know how you feel about this underdog status, and if it's rightfully labeled on the Kansas City Chiefs, or if they should still be favorites. With that, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and give me that big thumbs up if you like this video. I will be checking back within here shortly, so y'all stay tuned.